And welcome back to day 8? I think it's 8. 8 of Kaladesh spoilers from my new favorite location. Good girl, Domino, making pee-pees. Domino's just goes in the bathroom. Domino's all happy out here. She's like, yay! I was playing with Domino, giving her pets and loves, and she was like, yay! And you were like, yay! And I was all like, yay. But yeah, and we had a lot of cards spoiled between when I did my video yesterday and now. So let's get into it. Now, I'm going to save the actual headliner card for... I'm going to save that for later. Let me see how many other cards came out before that one. Yeah, I'm actually going to talk about now. And, yeah, Aethersquall Ancient. It's a flying Leviathan. And literally when I looked at this card, I'm actually going to just get the card, get a good shot of the card, because this is some gorgeous looking art here. I mean, I love the art. They really are capitalizing on the fact that Aether is blue and you're choosing your blues. Aethersquall Ancient. Now, it's a 6/6 flying Leviathan creature. 7 mana, 2 blue, 5 generic of any color. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get 3 energy counters, which right there, that's going to be big in the energy decks. Just you're constantly getting 3 energy. Pay 8 energy, return all other creatures to their owner's hands. Activate this ability only any time you could cast a sorcerer. And there he goes. And the minute I saw it, I'm like... Does anyone remember that short film called Leviathan that's supposedly going to be made into a movie where people are hunting flying, more or less flying Leviathans, flying creatures in the sky? Does anyone else remember that? Because that's the vibe I got from that card. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is awesome. The card itself, it's a big meat stick. Let's not mince words. I mean, but if for, blue players who are mostly spell players, like myself, even though I like creatures over spells, being a blue player, go figure, they're going to run 1 or 2 decent-sized creatures. This is probably going to be the creatures they run. This is going to be and there's probably going to be one of those essentials for the energy deck, simply because it will constantly produce energy. It's a 6/6, so it's not going to die as easy as some other things. It's flying, which is weird for a Leviathan, but, that's just awesome. It's flying through the clouds. And then there's the final ability, pay the 8 energy and return all. It's a board wipe minus the destruction cost, but still, blue doesn't get destruction very often. All in all, it's a big fatty creature with a pretty solid effect in my mind, and it flies. But that's not the one I really want to talk about, because what we got right now is we have whales! We can use whales! Vegeta, I sank their battleships and their sky whales. Why? We have flying whales! Oh, it's a happy day. It's a 4/3 flying whale creature that can only block other creatures with flying. Sure, I can't block, chump block. I can't block even servos or anything, but I don't care. It's a flying whale for 4 mana, 2 blue, 2 generic. And that's just my computer updating. Don't mind that. I can live with it because it's a flying whale. It's hilarious. And overall, actually, these cards, because it's a flying creature, you're probably just going to be swinging in with it anyway. Worst case scenario, someone will play a flying creature and that you don't want to get through, and you'll just block with that guy. So you can block creatures with flying. Overall, it's a fine card. Decent card. And then we have Sky Whale Shot. And I'm kind of getting an Ahab vibe where they're got their harpoon guns aiming at the whale. It's a white card, though. 1 white, 2 generic, instant. Destroy target creature with power 3 or greater, scry 1. So you can shoot down, here's the thing, that you can shoot down the whale. You can shoot down the Leviathan. You can actually shoot down pretty much any of them. You can shoot down a Gear Hulk. How does that work flavor-wise, that a harpoon can destroy a Gear Hulk? Not quite certain on the flavor of that, but that's very, very good. Plus you got scry, so it's a battle check, destroy your big shit, and then I'm going to be like, yeah, I can now just, yeah. Now I'm going to set you up for another beatdown next turn. Let's see, moving on, we have Tezzeret's Ambition. Just Tezzeret being looking all Tezzeret-y. Sorcery, 2 blue, 3 mana of any color. Draw 3 cards. If you control no artifacts, which in this block you will most certainly be controlling artifact, discard a card. So more or less you'll be playing 5 to draw 3. That's value. 3 cards, it's nothing to sniff at. It's sorcery speed though, so it is slow in the play, so you got to set up accordingly. Impeccable Timing. Now here's something, it's not a story card though. We do have one story card today, and I'm guessing all the story cards are probably going to be on the rare side. Or virgin somewhere on there. Impeccable Timing. 1 white, 1 generic. Impeccable Timing instant. It deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. When Brawl constructed this trap for Chandra. He did not account for the arrival of enormous Leon wielding a twin-headed axe. There's Johnny, folks. Johnny's on his way here. Why the hell he's on this plane? I have no idea. Is he also coming after Tezzeret because he's got relations to Bolas, which someone in one of my videos, I think the Almond Ket video I talked when I did that, mentioned that Ajani would actually make sense for being the white planeswalker in that block, given his relation to Bolas, because the only other planeswalkers who really have any connection with Bolas are Tezzeret, but we're probably getting him in this set, if not the next one. Sarkin, but we're done with his story for the time being. Liliana has some dealings with him. She's going to be on the plane because there's the third demon in her pack that she needs to kill. Jace has had some dealings. But really, it was Ajani versus Bolas in Shards of Law, hence what that dual deck was. And the only reason Ajani ended up pushing him back is because of some, technicalities. Because and really, Ajani doesn't really have the ability to really fight Bolas in the long term. They're both able to. Bolas absorbed the just to go on some lore real quick. Bolas absorbed the conflux, increases power, and then Ajani made a spirit avatar of Bolas, which they fought and they pushed her back. Moving on. But overall, where was it? Oh yeah, the card's good combat trick. Just good instant all around. Inventor's Apprentice, 1 red. Inventor's Apprentice gets +1/+1 as long as you control an artifact. Now, again, we have not seen all the artifacts in this block yet. Assuming there's any zero costing other than the Masterwork series, you could get this on the battlefield, 0 power, and then play another creature the next turn, swinging with a 2/3 on turn 2. You could also do that anyway with a 1 costing artifact or 2 costing artifact on turn 2. But overall, it's a good one. Even if you don't have an artifact on turn 2, he's still a 1/2. He's still got a butt on him. You can at least swing in for 1 and then, block. So he's overall still good. Padium Council Innovator, or Innovation. Council of Innovation, sorry. A 1/4 Vindalcan Artificer with 3 mana of any color, 1 blue, so 4 altogether. Artifacts you control have hexproof, very relevant. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control an artifact with the highest converted mana cost or tied with the converted highest mana cost, you may draw a card. Or draw a card. So that's actually, it's not a May ability, you have to do that, so that's actually better. You'll, like in actual tournaments, the judge will remind you to draw a card. Overall, solid card. Hexproof is very relevant for all your artifacts. It avoids the destruction. You have to get rid of him first. And if you can somehow give him hexproof, then you're not. Then unless you're board wiping with with Leviathan abilities, then you're not really getting rid of anything. And the draw ability is very relevant because it is going to be the biggest costing artifacts right now. We're going to get to the highest costed one in a minute that we've seen so far. Are the vehicles mostly and the gear hulks. The gear hulks are at 6. I haven't seen, I don't think, anything really beyond 6. I think maybe we gotten a vehicle that costs, okay, we do have one vehicle that costs 7 colorless mana. Is that 10/7, I believe? I'm pretty certain. Yeah, I think it costs 7 mana. But other than that, we really don't have anything that have super powered mana cost. With the exception of Metalwork Colossus, which costs 11 mana of any color. Now, it is a 10/10. You can cost it for X less, where X is the total converted mana cost of non-creature artifacts you control. Sacrifice 2 artifacts, return this card from the graveyard to your hand. Now, the recursion ability is easy, servos, Thought-Opters, all that. The way this card's going to work for its mana cost, this less mana cost, is going to be vehicles. Vehicles is where it's going to find its home, because if you even have a couple vehicles, I mean, let's just say you have, going back, it's been a while, actually, it's been a while. Have we been spoiled most of our vehicles? Yeah, our videos. Let's see here, I'm just going to scroll. You'll have to give me 1 minute to go back to some vehicles. Because, let's see, I know we have the Sky Skiff, we have what I like to call Slave One Smuggler's Copter. So let's say you got a Smuggler's Copter, a Sky Skiff, and let's go 1 extra for mana cost, the Cultivator's Caravan, which is 3. So right there, that's 7 mana. All that is very possible out in the field. It's not doing anything really except for that Cultivator's one is it's basically a Mono Rock. So that's 7 mana. That means you can cast a 10/10 for 4 mana. Or let's even just go even more basic. Sky Skiff and Smuggler's Copter. Or Sky Skiff's going to be the most likely one because it's a common to have. So let's say you got 2 of those on the battlefield. Very likely scenario. That still means you would just jump from 11 to 7 for a 10-10. That's still pretty doable. Then you can play another one. It goes down to 5 and so forth and so on. And again, escalation of mana cost value. So if that made any sense, vehicle costs. So there's much more expensive vehicles out there that are even common still that cost more than just the Sky Skiff. So, oh, and you also have equipment like Torch of Gauntlet. And I'm just going by vehicles, by the way. I'm not even including things like like some of the ones we just got today, like Perpetual Timepiece, Prophetic Prison, a reprint, nice looking reprint. Torch Gauntlet, all of them cost 2. Seriously, it would not actually be. This is not infeasible to get to like. It's not hard to imagine getting this to like 5 mana, honestly. But anyway, yeah, solid beat. It's a giant beat stick. It doesn't have trample though, which a lot of people have commented on. Yeah, big thing like this, you would expect it to have trample. Kind of sad. But overall, actually a solid card, all things considered. In fact, I'd probably replace my the Colossal from Theros. I have him in an artifact deck. I'd probably honestly replace these 2 out. Disappearing Trick is 2 blue, 1 generic, instant, additional cost, return a permanent you control the owner's hand, target counter spell. I get the flavor behind it. Disappearing Trick. Now you see me? Now you don't. Counter spell. Again, with Thropters and things like that, servos, all that, it's a pretty easy card to get off. It's basically cancel, but with an additional cost, which actually makes it worse. But whatever. It's still a counter spell. You're going to use it. Spark of Creativity. 1 red mana. Sorcery. Uncommon. Choose target creature. Exile the top card of your library. You may have the Spark of Creativity. Either deal damage to that creature, equal to its converted mana cost of the exiled creature, or exiled card, or if you don't, you may play that card until the end of turn. Now, this is another ability that's already been shown on a card. It's been shown on Challenger the Firebrand. It's been shown, I think, on one other card. Red's creativity, apparently, is very interesting. I'm going to call it the creativity mechanic right now, because it kind of is a mechanic where you either burn for power, or you burn for pain, or you cast a spell, or vice versa. And in this case, you're either getting an extremely powerful burn spell, or you're getting a free card. The interesting thing is, this is not a card you're going to play on turn 1, even if they have a 1-drop. This is a card you're going to wait to play. If I have this card in my hand, unless they have a threat that I feel needs addressing and I'm going to take that chance, I'm not going to play this until at least turn 3 or 4, because at that point, then it's like, okay, I can cast this for the mana. Let's say 4. I'm going to cast it for 4 mana. I'm either going to have 3 or 4 mana still available. And I'm going to exile the card. I'm either going to destroy the creature or I'm going to play another card. So it's very interesting in that scenario. Very interesting in that sense. I kind of dig it, yeah. Perpetual Timepiece. I don't know if this is a reprint. I know the next one is the Prismatic or Prophetic Prison. But 2 mana vein color. Tap it. Top 2 cards of your library into the graveyard. Exile this card by paying 2. Shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into the library. Why? Yeah, why? I don't get the purpose of this card. So you're going to take cards out of your... I mean, maybe you're trying to ease in... with Scry being actually showing kind of prevalent in this set. Not like the mainstay, but definitely prevalent. And more so than, say, like in the last set. But unless you're setting up your turns... What? Unless you're in a really, really set up strategy, I don't get the point, because you're just putting cards in the grave to possibly just put them back later. I don't get that strategy. Maybe someone smarter than me, better player than me, can understand that strategy. I don't understand that strategy. Moving on, though, Prophetic Prison makes a return. Draw a card when it's the battlefield. Tap, mana vein color, tap it, add any mana to your mana pool, 2 mana. It's a usable card, a lot of people use it. Torch Gauntlet, 2 mana vein color. Equipment, equip creature, equip it for 2. Equip creature gets +2, +0. Basic equipment, but a decent equipment nonetheless. Last card of the day is Experimental. Whoop, what did I just do? Oh, it's not the last card of the day. My bad. Experimental Aviator. 0/3 flying human artificer for 5 mana, 2 blue, 3 generic. It puts 2 color stoppers in the battlefield with flying. So basically, you're getting a 2/5 flyer spaced between 3 bodies. Good for blocking, not great for this guy in himself because he is really kind of weak. Honestly, he's not. Honestly, I don't think he's that good personally. And there's the art, by the way. Ooh, yaha. We have Brazen Scourge. It's a gremlin. Haste, 3/3 for 3. It's pretty much a jumbo bear, as I'll call it. With haste. It's a little better than a bear. Demolish makes its return. Destroy target artifact or land. Makes sense in this set. You got a little guy here. He just destroyed, I think, a Gearhulk. Then we have a named character, a legendary creature who is a friend with Chandra and their mother. I'm going to see if I get this name right. Ovia Pashiri Sage Lifecrafter. 1 green mana, a 1/2. Pay 2 of any color and a green. Tap this creature. Create a 1/1 color servo. Pay 4 mana of any color and a green. Tap this. Create an XX colorless construct artifact token where X is the number of creatures you control. There she is. One drop wise, I kind of agree with someone when I read the comments on this in the forum. You don't play this on turn 1 because she will die pretty quick because she will start pumping out things and then she'll get out of control pretty fast. No, you play this on at least turn 4 because then you can get her out. If you can give her haste, you can tap her automatically for her +1 or her 2 ability or her first ability. Then come the next turn, if you get her land, you can tap automatically for the colorless construct and keep doing that. Overall, she's okay, but I see her working actually pretty well in Commander because then she can be like, you know what, 1 drop, whatever. Lots of creatures, token strategies are gonna love her. So yeah. Refurbish. 3 of any color, 1 white. Sorcery. Return target artifact creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Anything like any renewal recursion like that is always good. And yeah, there is. You're refurbishing this metal horse apparently. And last but not least, captured by the Consulate. 3 mana of any color, 1 white. Chant creature you don't control, and chant creature can't attack. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it has a single target, change the target to an enchanted creature if able. At last, the infamous Pia Nalar Tezzeret. And then yeah, it's Chandra's mom getting captured. So that's all we got for these. The card itself, it's good. It's not as good. It's hard to say it's not as good as say like a pacifism or something because pacifism or rest can make it so you don't attack or block. It just means you can't attack, but you can block still apparently. But any card that targets anything just 1 time or any 1 target is going to target her. So destruction spells, unless they want to just unless they want to warrant getting rid of their creature. If you play this on a big creature, then you're going to, and the activated abilities can't be activated. So like any of, like for instance, Aethersquall or Aethersquall Ancient is not going to activate because of this card. So then you guys think, is it worth warranting me destroying this creature? And even then, you're going to need a spell big enough to destroy the creature. So it's a nice board stall card, especially if you got multiples of them. It's definitely a nice board stall card. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Be back. Ideas for who would wins? Put those in the comments below too. We'll get to those. Be back in a little bit with my who would win.